Fluency in English felt like an impossible dream at first. I struggled with words, stumbled over sentences, and doubted myself constantly. But step by step, I found my way. In this video, I'm sharing my personal journey, how I went from feeling stuck to speaking confidently. If you've ever wondered how to truly master English, this story is for you. Chapter 1. Hello, everyone. I hope you're ready to start an exciting journey. Today, I want to share with you the story of how I became fluent in English. It's a journey filled with learning, practice, and determination. So, let's begin. When I was younger, English was not my first language. I remember the first time I tried to speak English. I felt like I was lost in a big city without a map. It was scary, but also thrilling. My words tumbled out, awkward and clumsy. But I knew that the more I practiced, the easier it would become. I started with simple words like hello and thank you. These words seemed small, but they were the first bricks in my wall of knowledge. Each day I learned a little more. I spoke with friends who knew English better. I watched English movies and repeated after the characters. The more I listened, the clearer it got. I met a friend, Bella, who spoke English very well. She was patient and kind. We spent hours talking about everything and nothing. Bella always encouraged me and corrected gently when I made mistakes. With her help, I realized that the more I spoke, the more confident I felt. Reading became a big part of my journey. I picked up children's books first, stories that were fun and simple. They were full of adventure and excitement. I learned new words and how to use them. The more I read, the stronger my vocabulary became. Writing was the next step. I started by keeping a journal. Every day I wrote about my experiences, my feelings, and my dreams. My sentences were not perfect, but I learned. The more I wrote, the easier it flowed. It was like speaking on paper, and it made me so much better at speaking aloud. In school, I had a great teacher named Mr. Thompson. He always told us that Rome wasn't built in a day. Language skills grow slowly. He gave us assignments that challenged me and made me stretch beyond my comfort zone. The more I focused, the faster I improved. Listening to music in English also helped immensely. Lyrics were like poetry with rhythm. I sang along, not worrying about getting each word right. Through songs, I felt the flow of the language. Little by little, my understanding deepened. The more I listened, the clearer it became. It wasn't smooth sailing all the time. There were days when I felt frustrated and wanted to give up. But every time I felt like this, I remembered why I started. English opened doors to new worlds, and I wanted to explore them all. The more I practiced patience, the calmer I felt. A pivotal moment came when I traveled to a country where English was the main language. I had to speak it every day. At first, it felt like diving into deep waters. But soon I found myself enjoying conversations, understanding jokes, and even correcting myself without fear. The more I learned, the more capable I became. Learning English is like cooking a new recipe. At first, you might not know all the ingredients or the exact steps, and the dish might not turn out perfect. But with practice, tasting, and adjusting, you start to get it right. That's how it was for me. Each word and sentence I learned added flavor to my skills, and now I'm proud of what I can create. I want you all to remember that each step, no matter how small, is important on this journey. Even mistakes are good because they teach you something new. If you keep going, you will see progress. The key is to never stop learning and to enjoy the ride. Feel free to share your own experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're finding your path to fluency. Remember, the steps you take today will take you to a place of confidence tomorrow. You're on a journey, and every word you learn brings you closer to reaching your goal. The journey to fluency is a personal one, but it's also shared by many. You're not alone in this. Many have walked the path before you, and many will come after you. Your dedication and enthusiasm will light the way for others, just as others have paved the way for you. And finally, never underestimate the power of practice. The more you practice, the more effortless it becomes. With every sentence spoken, every book read, and every conversation enjoyed, you're getting better and better. So let's keep moving forward, one word at a time, and see where this journey takes us. Chapter 2. Great to have you back for Chapter 2. Today I want to tell you about the time when I really started to notice a change in my English skills. It was a turning point, a moment when all the practice seemed to pay off. It was a sunny afternoon when my teacher, Mr. Thompson, decided to have a debate in class. The topic was interesting. It was about having school uniforms. I was nervous but also excited. This was my chance to speak English in front of everyone. I gathered my thoughts and remembered all the advice Bella had given me. Speak slowly, think about what you're saying, and don't worry about making mistakes, she had always told me. Her words were a source of calm as I prepared. When it was my turn to speak, I stood up. My heart was pounding, and everything around me seemed to fade. I took a deep breath and started to talk. At first, the words felt heavy on my tongue, but soon they began to flow. The more I spoke, the more confident I felt. As I presented my points, I noticed the surprised looks on my classmates' faces. They didn't expect me to speak so well. It was a wonderful feeling, like I had unlocked a new level in a game. I felt proud and motivated to keep getting better. The debate taught me an important lesson. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. It's like building muscle. Each time you use it, it gets stronger. This was exactly how my English skills were growing, and I was thrilled. After that day, I made a point to speak up more often in class and in social settings. I looked for opportunities to practice, even if it was just casual conversations with friends. I realized that every chance was a chance to improve. My confidence grew, and so did my ability to understand English movies without subtitles. I watched them with enthusiasm, often repeating phrases to myself. The more I listened, the clearer it got. It was like watching magic happen. With more practice, writing began to feel less like a chore and more like a creative outlet. I started writing short stories, which helped me play with new words and sentence structures. The more I wrote, the easier it flowed. Around this time, I also began to explore English poetry. I remember reading a poem by Emily Dickinson and feeling inspired by the way simple words were used to create deep feelings. It was a reminder that even the simplest language can be powerful. This led me to start writing my own poems. They weren't masterful, but they were mine. Each poem was like a personal achievement, showcasing how far my English had come. The more you write, the more capable you become. Then, one day, I discovered a local club for English learners. It was a place where people like me could meet, share our experiences, and practice together. I decided to join, and it became a part of my learning journey. At the club, I met people from all over the world. We shared tips, laughed at our mistakes, and encouraged each other. This community made learning fun and less lonely. The connections I made were as valuable as the skills I gained. Another memorable moment was when I started dreaming in English. It was such a strange yet exciting feeling. Dreams showed me that English was becoming a part of me, not just a foreign language I was learning. Reflecting on these experiences, I learned the importance of setting goals. Small, achievable goals made the journey manageable and rewarding. Every time I reached a goal, I felt a boost of enthusiasm, which motivated me to set a new one. I want to remind you all that setbacks are normal. There were days when I stumbled, when the words refused to come. But I learned that every hurdle was a stepping stone, teaching me resilience. The more you practice patience, the calmer you feel. When I look back, I see a path filled with both challenges and joys. This reflection shows me how much I've grown and how much further I can go. It's amazing how persistence can turn a dream into a reality. Remember, everyone's journey to fluency is unique. You will have your own challenges and victories along the way. Celebrate the small wins because they are just as important as the big ones. So, keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy the process. You're on your way to becoming fluent, step by step. And if you ever doubt yourself, just look back at how far you've come. The more you learn, the more capable you become. Chapter 3. Welcome to Chapter 3, my friends. I'm thrilled to continue sharing my journey with English and perhaps offer a few nuggets of wisdom along the way. This chapter takes us to a phase where I began to see English not just as a language but as a key to new opportunities. After gaining confidence from class debates and joining an English club, I started to see English everywhere in my life. It wasn't just in books and movies anymore. It was in pop songs, news headlines, and even in the menus of new cafes I visited. This constant exposure helped me realize something important. The more you immerse yourself, the more naturally the language starts to feel. Let me tell you about a day when this realization truly sank in. It was a rainy afternoon, and I found myself at a used bookstore exploring the shelves. As I browsed, I came across a section of English novels, some of which were classic stories I'd only heard about but never read. One book in particular caught my attention, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The cover was worn, the pages yellowed with time, but there was a charm to it. I decided to take it home, eager to dive into a story that so many English speakers cherished. With a cup of tea in hand and the rain tapping against the window, I began to read. The words felt like music, painting vivid pictures in my mind. It was a turning point where I truly appreciated the beauty of English literature. The more I read, the stronger my vocabulary became. This experience motivated me to start a book club with a few friends. Each month, we'd choose a book, read it, and then meet to discuss our thoughts. Our conversations were lively and engaging, pushing us to express ourselves more clearly. It was in these discussions that I truly saw the power of language as a tool for connection and expression. As time went on, I realized that English was opening doors for me professionally as well. At work, I was given more responsibilities that involved communicating with international clients. At first, I was nervous but also excited. I knew that the more I spoke, the more confident I would feel. One particular meeting stands out in my memory. It was with a team from another country, and I was tasked with leading part of the discussion. I prepared thoroughly, studying the subject and rehearsing my points. When the day arrived, I felt ready. The meeting went smoothly, and afterward my manager complimented me on my clarity and confidence. It was a significant moment that reinforced the importance of preparation and practice. At conferences and workshops, I met people from around the world, each with their unique accents and expressions. This diversity enriched my understanding and appreciation of English. I learned to listen carefully, which in turn improved my communication skills. During this period, I also started helping others who were new to learning English. It was incredibly rewarding to share my experiences and watch others grow. Teaching reinforced my skills and taught me the value of patience and empathy. I want you all to remember that teaching is a powerful way to solidify your own understanding. If you ever get the chance to help someone else learn English, take it. The more you help, the more you learn. Travel became a part of my life, too. Visiting countries where English was spoken opened my eyes to new cultures and traditions. My first solo trip was to England, and it was unforgettable. From ordering food at a quaint cafe to asking for directions in busy streets, each encounter was a chance to practice and learn. Reflecting on these travels, I realized how far I'd come. Once, speaking English felt like climbing a steep hill. Now it was an exciting hike, full of discovery and adventure. This showed me that with persistence, the challenges of today can become the adventures of tomorrow. I encourage you to use every opportunity to immerse yourself in English. Whether it's through reading, traveling, or simply having conversations with friends, each experience is a stepping stone to fluency. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it feels. Fluency is not just about speaking perfectly, it's about expressing yourself and connecting with others confidently. It's about understanding different perspectives and expanding your world. So, keep practicing, stay curious, and embrace every opportunity that comes your way. Share your own stories and experiences in the comments below. I love hearing how English is becoming a part of your life too. Remember, each story is a testament to the power of learning and growth. You're doing amazing, and your journey is uniquely yours. Let's continue this journey together, discovering new things and reaching new heights with English. Chapter 4. Hello again, and welcome to Chapter 4. I'm so glad you're here with me as I continue to share my journey with English. Today, we'll explore a part of my story where English became not just a skill, but a true passion and an integral part of my identity. By this point in my journey, I had grown comfortable using English in everyday situations. I spoke it at work, read books, and enjoyed conversations in the language. But something was still missing. A deeper, personal connection that made English feel like mine. One evening, I found myself at an art gallery. I was drawn to a painting that seemed to speak to me. It was colorful and full of life, depicting a bustling cityscape with people from all walks of life. As I stood there, I noticed a plaque beside the painting. It contained a poem in English, beautifully describing the scene. The poem was simple, yet it captured the essence of the painting. I realized then that language could evoke emotions, similar to art. This revelation sparked a desire in me to explore English beyond its functional use, to delve into its artistic side. I went home that night and started writing. I wrote about my day, my thoughts, and the emotions that the painting stirred in me. The words came slowly at first, but soon they flowed. I found joy in expressing myself creatively through writing. The more you write, the easier it flows. This passion led me to join a local writing group where people shared their stories and poems. It was a supportive environment, filled with encouragement and constructive feedback. Sharing my writing was daunting at first, but with time, I grew more comfortable and confident. The writing group also introduced me to new authors and poets, each offering a unique perspective on life and language. I learned to appreciate the nuances of English, the way it can convey subtle emotions and vivid imagery. The more I read, the stronger my vocabulary became. Writing soon became a daily habit. I started by setting aside a few minutes each day, jotting down my thoughts in a journal. This practice not only improved my writing skills, but also provided me with a sense of clarity and peace. It was like having a conversation with myself, in English. As my confidence grew, I began to experiment with different writing styles. I tried my hand at short stories and poetry, each offering a new way to express myself. Through this exploration, I discovered the richness of English and its ability to adapt to different forms and ideas. Alongside writing, I developed an interest in public speaking. I wanted to share my ideas and stories with others, to connect and engage with an audience. I joined a local Toastmasters club where I practiced speaking in front of others. At Toastmasters, I learned the art of storytelling and the importance of clarity and impact. Each time I spoke, I felt my confidence grow. The more you speak, the more confident you feel. One memorable experience was delivering a speech about my English journey. I spoke about the ups and downs, the people who inspired me, and the lessons I learned. The response was encouraging, and it reinforced my belief in the power of language to unite and inspire. Public speaking taught me valuable skills, like how to structure my thoughts and engage an audience. It wasn't solely about the words I used, it was about the connection I made with my listeners. The more you speak, the more natural it feels. Reflecting on this chapter of my journey, I realize how deeply English has become a part of me. It's not just a tool or a skill anymore. It's a means of expression, a way to share my voice with the world. I want to encourage you all to find your own unique connection with English. Explore what makes the language meaningful and personal to you. Whether it's through writing, speaking, or another form of expression, embrace the journey. Remember, language is not just words. It's a bridge to new experiences and connections. Every step you take brings you closer to fluency and deeper understanding. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Share your own creative experiences in the comments below. I love hearing how you're using English creatively in your life. Let's continue this exciting journey together, finding new ways to connect and express ourselves through English. Chapter 5. Welcome to Chapter 5. I'm so glad you're here as we continue our journey through my experiences with English. In this chapter, I'll share how English helped me build a global network and form lasting friendships. After diving into writing and public speaking, I found myself seeking more ways to use English in a broader context. This led me to explore online communities and forums where people from around the world gathered to share ideas and learn from one another. The internet, I realized, was a vast ocean of opportunity, each wave bringing new experiences and connections. One of the first communities I joined was dedicated to book lovers. We discussed our favorite novels, reviewed new releases, and even recommended hidden gems to each other. It was incredible to see how stories could bridge cultural gaps and draw us together in shared appreciation. The more we read, the stronger our community became. In this group, I met Amelia, a fellow book enthusiast from Australia. We connected over our mutual love for mystery novels and began exchanging recommendations and thoughts. Our conversations quickly expanded beyond books to include topics like travel, culture, and personal aspirations. The more you connect, the richer the experience. Amelia and I decided to start a virtual book club, inviting others who shared our interests. It was a wonderful mix of people from different countries, each bringing unique perspectives to our discussions. The more diverse voices we included, the more enriching our conversations became. As our book club grew, so did our friendships. We organized virtual meetups and even collaborated on a blog where we shared our reviews and reflections. This project taught me the power of collaboration and how language was the thread that wove our ideas together. The more you collaborate, the greater the potential. At work, English opened doors to international projects. I was part of a team tasked with coordinating efforts across several countries. This experience not only strengthened my language skills, but also taught me about cultural sensitivity and adaptability. Every meeting was an opportunity to learn something new. One memorable project involved working with colleagues from Japan, France, and Brazil. We faced challenges due to time zones and communication styles, but we soon found our rhythm. I learned to appreciate the subtle differences in how each culture approached teamwork and problem-solving. The more you embrace diversity, the broader your understanding. With every interaction, I gained confidence in navigating cross-cultural dynamics. I was no longer just practicing English. I was using it as a tool to build bridges and create meaningful relationships. It was empowering to see how language could transcend boundaries. Through these experiences, I discovered an online platform for language exchange. It was a vibrant community where people came together to practice languages with native speakers. I joined a few conversation groups, which became a valuable part of my learning journey. In these groups, we shared stories about our cultures, taught each other slang and idioms, and even celebrated holidays together. Speaking with people whose native language was English challenged and honed my skills, helping me grow more fluent each day. One participant, James from the UK, became a close friend. We exchanged language tips and shared our love for cooking. I tried his famous shepherd's pie while he attempted my grandmother's recipe for homemade pasta. This culinary exchange was just one example of how language was a gateway to explore new interests. These friendships and networks became an integral part of my life. They not only enriched my English skills but also opened my eyes to new perspectives and experiences. The more you network, the more opportunities arise. Looking back, I see how far my journey with English has taken me. It started as a personal goal, but quickly grew into a global adventure filled with friendships and learning. It's a reminder of the limitless possibilities that come with mastering a language. I encourage each of you to seek out communities and friendships that enrich your learning experience. Use English as a tool to connect with others, to share your stories, and to listen to those of others. The more you engage, the deeper your understanding and connection will be. Feel free to share your own experiences in the comments. I want to hear how English has helped you build connections and explore the world. Let's continue this journey together and see where it takes us next. The world is waiting, and each step brings us closer to new adventures. Chapter 6. Hello once more, and welcome to Chapter 6. I'm delighted to have you with me as we continue exploring my journey with English. In this chapter, I'll share how English unexpectedly became a key to personal growth and self-discovery. Up until now, English had already transformed many areas of my life. It had taken me through challenges, opened doors to friendships, and allowed me to express myself creatively. Yet there was still more to uncover, and it all began with an unexpected opportunity. One day, a friend mentioned an upcoming workshop on mindfulness and personal development that was to be conducted in English. At first, I was hesitant. The idea of discussing personal growth in a second language seemed daunting. However, I decided to embrace the challenge. The workshop was held over a weekend at a serene retreat. As we arrived, I was surrounded by a diverse group of people, all eager to embark on this journey of self-discovery. The setting was beautiful, tucked away in nature, providing a perfect escape from daily routines. We began with exercises focused on self-reflection and meditation. At first, it was difficult for me to articulate my thoughts in English, especially when discussing deeply personal topics. But as the workshop progressed, I noticed a surprising shift. The language became secondary as the concepts we discussed took center stage. The more I listened, the clearer these ideas became. One afternoon, we were tasked with writing a personal letter to our future selves. This exercise was both challenging and liberating. Writing in English allowed me to think differently, to explore new words and expressions that captured my feelings in a unique way. The more you write, the easier it flows. As I penned the letter, I realized that English was unlocking new parts of my mind. It was like opening a window to new thoughts and perspectives. I wrote about my dreams, my fears, and my hopes for the future. It was an introspective journey that felt both foreign and familiar. Sharing these insights with the group was another significant moment. We each read our letters aloud, creating a powerful sense of community and understanding. It was amazing to see how language could bridge our different backgrounds, bringing us together in moments of shared vulnerability. After the workshop, I continued to explore mindfulness practices on my own. Each day, I would set aside time to meditate and reflect, recording my thoughts in a journal. This daily ritual became a source of peace and clarity in my life. The more you practice, the more centered you feel. I began to see English not just as a language of communication, but as a tool for introspection and personal growth. It allowed me to articulate and process my thoughts in ways I hadn't done before. It was as if I was discovering new dimensions of myself with each word. With this newfound appreciation, I decided to take a course on creative expression through language. It introduced me to various forms of poetry, storytelling, and visual arts. Engaging with these mediums further expanded my understanding of how language can convey complex emotions and ideas. During this course, I met Chloe, an artist who expressed herself through both words and paintings. We collaborated on a project that combined her visual art with my poetry. Together, we created a piece that was showcased at a local art exhibition. This collaboration taught me the value of merging different art forms and ideas. The experience was enriching, showing me how English could be a cornerstone for creative synergy. The more you create, the more expansive your possibilities. Reflecting on this chapter, I realized that learning a language is much more than acquiring a skill. It's about discovering who you are, what you value, and how you see the world. English had become a powerful ally in my journey of self-discovery, providing me with a fresh lens through which to view life. As you continue your own exploration of English, consider how it can be a tool for personal insight and growth. Use it to challenge yourself, to explore new ideas, and to express your true self. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how English is helping you discover new facets of who you are. Let's keep growing and learning together. Every sentence you form is a step closer to discovering your true self and the world around you. Chapter 7. Hello again, and welcome to Chapter 7. I'm delighted you're here as we continue to explore the impact of English on my life. In this chapter, let's talk about how English has brought unexpected adventures and memorable experiences that left a lasting impression on me. With my newfound confidence in English, I felt ready to explore the world in ways I had never imagined before. One such adventure began with an invitation to participate in a global youth conference. The event was all about innovation and leadership, with participants from every corner of the globe. It promised to be an unforgettable experience. Traveling to the conference was an adventure in itself. I remember boarding the flight with a mix of excitement and nerves. Landing in a new country and hearing a multitude of languages at the airport was exhilarating. But knowing that English would be the common ground among us brought a sense of comfort and anticipation. The conference was held in a large, bustling city filled with skyscrapers and busy streets. Upon arrival at the venue, I was greeted by a sea of faces from different backgrounds, each bringing their unique story. It was inspiring to see so many young people united by a shared passion for learning and innovation. During the conference, we participated in workshops, keynote speeches, and collaborative projects. I joined a team tasked with developing a sustainable solution for urban living. Working with peers from different countries taught me the importance of cultural perspectives in problem solving. The more we collaborated, the more creative our ideas became. I vividly remember an evening when we had a cultural night, where everyone showcased something from their home country. There were traditional dances, songs, and foods. I decided to share a folk tale from my culture, practicing my storytelling skills in English. The audience was captivated, and it was a heartwarming moment of connection. Throughout the conference, I formed friendships that felt like family. We shared not just ideas, but our dreams and aspirations. These conversations made me realize how English was more than a language. It was a vehicle for building meaningful connections that crossed borders. One afternoon during a break, I found myself having a deep conversation with a participant named Noah from Kenya. We discussed how global challenges required global solutions and the role of young leaders in shaping the future. Our exchange left a lasting impact on me, showing how powerful words can be in inspiring change. At one of the workshops, I met a mentor who encouraged me to pursue further studies in a field I was passionate about. His words sparked a desire in me to continue learning and exploring new opportunities wherever they may arise. The more you learn, the more capable you become. After the conference ended, I stayed in touch with many of the friends I had made. We often exchanged ideas and celebrated each other's successes. It was incredible to see how our paths intertwined and supported each other despite the physical distance. This experience taught me the value of saying yes to opportunities, even when they seem daunting. It reminded me that stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to incredible growth and experiences. Upon returning home, I was filled with a renewed sense of purpose and energy. I was more motivated than ever to implement the ideas we discussed at the conference within my own community. It showed me how a single experience can have profound impacts on one's perspective. Reflecting on these adventures, I see the ripple effects they caused, how a single event opened doors to new worlds, new friends, and new dreams. It was a testament to the transformative power of language and how it can set you on a path to new horizons. I encourage you all to embrace every opportunity English presents to you, whether it's traveling, attending an event, or even engaging online. Each experience is a chance to grow and connect with others around the planet. Feel free to share your own adventures and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how English has opened doors for you and brought unexpected joy. Let's continue to explore the world and all its possibilities, one conversation at a time. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to new and exciting adventures. Hello, and welcome to Chapter 8, the final chapter of this incredible journey we've shared. It's been amazing to reflect on all the ways English has shaped my life, bringing growth, connection, and adventure. In this last chapter, I want to talk about how English has become a lifelong companion, a key element in my personal and professional journey. Looking back, it's remarkable to see how far I've come. From those early days of stumbling through simple words to comfortably speaking and writing, the journey has been filled with milestones and memories. Each step, no matter how small, contributed to my progress, a testament to the power of persistence. In my professional life, English became a vital tool. Opportunities for collaboration increased, allowing me to work with teams beyond my local surroundings. I was able to lead projects, present ideas, and negotiate outcomes with confidence. This language, which once felt like a hurdle, now felt like a bridge to new avenues. One of the most rewarding parts of reaching fluency is the ability to mentor others. It's incredibly fulfilling to guide newcomers and share strategies that helped me along the way. Watching others grow and succeed reminded me of my own journey and inspired me to continue learning. On a personal level, English has given me a voice to express my thoughts and feelings. I discovered the joy of journaling, capturing moments of gratitude and reflection in words. This practice not only provided clarity, but helped me cultivate a habit of mindfulness and introspection, something I value deeply. As I continued to engage with diverse communities, I realized that learning a language is an ongoing journey. There's always more to learn, new expressions to master, and fresh perspectives to explore. This quest for knowledge kept my passion for English alive and growing. Experiences from my adventures, collaborations, and friendships have taught me that language is more than mere words. It's an ever-evolving tapestry of culture, emotion, and human connection. It's about embracing differences and finding common ground, a lesson that resonates deeply with me. As my journey with English continues, I am open to where it will lead next. Whether it's through exploring new countries, engaging in creative projects, or forging lasting relationships, I know that English will remain an integral part of it all. It's a reminder that the more you immerse yourself, the more natural it feels. To everyone on their own path to fluency, I want to say, embrace the journey. Celebrate each success, big or small, and learn from every challenge. The road to fluency is unique to each person, filled with its own set of experiences and discoveries. Be patient with yourself, and remember that growth takes time. Share your experiences with others, and invite their stories into your life. The more you share and connect, the more you enrich your own journey. I encourage you all to stay curious, to seek new opportunities, and to savor each moment of learning. Language is a powerful tool that can transform your life and the lives of others around you. As we conclude this series, feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your own journeys, dreams, and the role English has played in your life. Thank you for being part of this adventure with me. The world is full of possibilities, and your journey is just as exciting and valuable. Let's continue to explore, learn, and grow together, one word at a time. The more we learn, the more incredible the journey becomes.